Well, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio, the Champions radio station, I think. Enjoy myself, Fox, here on the show this evening. It's Bridgeman and my mucker, Southside. How we doing, gents?
Evening, guys. How you doing? Great, mate.
Can I say a big good evening to you two guys? Can I say a big good evening to you two guys and on the show? Huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Marvellous result. Yeah, marvellous result. Fabulous. Well done, Rangers. Welcome to Rangers Radio, everybody.
One thing at a time. Turn your phone off, brother. Turn your phone off, yeah. Great day, Southside.
Wonderful, mate. Absolutely brilliant, great result on Sunday for the Rangers and topped off Sunday night with another wee bonus. So, aye, mate, it's been wonderful, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant.
A wee plan here. So, I think what we'll do is we'll hear for a view for the bridge, if that's all right with you, Southside.
No worries, mate.
And then we've got young GB coming in to join up with Bridgeman again. Bridgeman's on treble time this week. To report on a meeting they had with the club, with our club. So Get yourself on mute and we're going to hear a view from the bridge. You don't believe this, Southside?
I'm here. Sorry. Can I tell you about a view from the bridge?
The floor's all yours.
Much obliged. Here we go. This is about the game on Sunday. A great 4-1 victory for the famous against Dundee United at Ibrox. A well-deserved victory. In the first 25 to 30 minutes, the score could easily have been 3 or 4-0 to United, who played well from the start of the game. We were so slow it was baffling. Maybe an after effect from Thursday's tough match. But for 25 to 30 minutes, we were pretty poor. Our keeper, McGregor, made quite a few nice saves just to keep us in the game. Maybe a wake-up call for McGregor there. After the poor spell, we seemed to wake up and we started to get our foot on the ball and play like we know we can. Our final scoreline could easily have been 5, 6 or 7. We were so dominant during the second half. Great possession football. Of course, we had Aribo, who was on fire with brilliant play and dazzling footwork. Glad he was on our side and not theirs. His overall game has improved immensely and our manager was full of praise for him. What an exceptional game he had. We were able to get a few of the newer players on for a few minutes and Defoe got some as well because he's no a younger player. They all played well. We scored some good goals today, but one of them was a fantastic goal. And I don't mean Aribo's. I mean Alfie's goal. What a fantastic goal that was. Excuse me for laughing. Of course I'm joking, and it was Aribo's goal. Was what a wonderful goal, the pick of these goals. A contender for goal of the season, in my opinion. Of course, we have about 5 contenders. Well done, Joe Aribo. The game. On 1 minute, a bad foul on Davis by Fuchs, out on the left. No injuries, fortunately, but surely a wee word from the ref there. No chance. We can see where we're in for during this game, I think. On 7 minutes, a bad foul by Jack by Butcher, who deservedly gets a yellow card. Well done, the ref, good decision. On 9 minutes, great play by United on our left. Sees Smith find Apare, who in turn finds Smith, who flicks a nice pass to Lawrence Shankland, and he carries the ball through the Rangers' back line as if they weren't there, and a one-on-one with McGregor, who blocks the ball, which goes out for a throw-in. Great save there by McGregor. Hard lines Lawrence Shankland. I'm afraid we seem to be asleep at times. That's what I see. On 17 minutes, more great play by United. Lawrence Shankland wins the ball inside the centre circle, makes a great pass through to Clark, who in turn gives a great pass out to Apare, who loses out to the advancing McGregor. Another great save by McGregor. Hard lines Apare. On 18 minutes, Kent receives a good pass from Davis and has a shot from outside the box. It goes high and wide to the right. On 21 minutes, a lovely pass from Jack finds Aribo, who advances onto the edge of the United box, drops the shoulder and beats his man Fuchs to set himself up for a lovely bending shot, which was brilliantly saved low by the United keeper and out for a corner. Well played, Aribo, hard lines there. Great save, keeper. And on 22 minutes, the corner taken by Davis is cleared out by United defence and is headed back by Jack to Kent, who finds Davis still in the right, and he who does a short pass to Aribo, who goes on a mazy run, beating 2 defenders and heads inside the box for the byline. Gets in a low near post cross in for Alfie, who's beaten at the near post by the defender, who puts the ball in for a corner, out for a corner on the right. On 28 minutes, Ryan Jack struggling and is replaced by Glenn Kamara. I think he was carrying that for maybe a few minutes. I think he was after a Butcher tackle. I think he started to limp a wee bit. On 30 minutes, another lovely passage of play by United sees a lovely pass from Smith to Shankland and on to Clark, who picks out Apare, who has a shot from 22 yards and brings out another great save by McGregor. Hard lines Apare, great shot and great save by McGregor. On 32 minutes, looks like we are picking up the pace and they're over the lethargic phase of the game. Nearly 30 minutes we've waited for this type of form. On 35 minutes, Davis, inside the box, plays a lovely pass to Aribo, who does his magic. It's in a good shot at goal, which is flicked into the bottom right-hand corner of the net by Hadji. 1-0 to the famous. Yes. Well played, Aribo. Nice flick there, Hadji. On 38 minutes, a fine cross from the left by Borna to the back post is met by Balogun, who heads the ball out to the edge of the box for Kent, who takes a first time low shot towards the goal, and the ball is deflected by the defender into the net. 2-0 to the famous. We're starting to look good. We're playing well now. On 43 minutes, a clearance by the United keeper is met by Aribo, close to the halfway line. He heads the ball on for Morelos, and he heads the ball to his left for Hadji, and then heads for the box. Hadji runs on with the ball and threads a beautiful pass on to the on-running Morelos, who runs in and gets a shot in, which the keeper's blocked, and then blocked by the defender. Morelos picks the ball up again as another shot, and the keeper manages to save that one. Hard lines Morelos and good play by Rangers. In 45 minutes, Balogun picks up the ball in midfield, heads for the right side of the box. He gets in a nice cross to the back post for Morelos to head home, but the keeper manages to make a fine save. In fact, a melee ensues and the ball is cleared by the defenders. Hard lines there, Morelos. Great cross by Balogun. Half time 2-0. Second half starts with no changes for Rangers. On 48 minutes, a throw in on the left by Borna finds Aribo, who swivels on the defender and pokes a nice pass through to Morelos. Morelos returns the ball like a wall pass to Aribo, who strides into the box and lets rip with a cracking shot right into the net off the far post. A sensational goal there. 3-0 to the famous. Well played Morelos and of course Aribo. He's a star. On 51 minutes, yellow card for Robson for a bad foul on Kent. Not for the first time or even the second for this player. On 53 minutes, Rangers having lots of possession and pressure. Really nice football to see. And 56 minutes, a lovely passage of play for United sees Smith slip a nice pass to Shanklin, who finds Robson on the left. He takes a shot from the left side of the box, which misses high to the left. Hard lines there, Robson. On 59 minutes, a lovely cross from Borna, finds Morelos at the back post. He gets in the header, which just goes just wide. Hard lines, Alfie. Great cross, Borna. On 64 minutes, Wright picks up the ball in our half, plays a brilliant ball to Morelos, who tries to chip the ball over the defender while going full pelt. The defender manages to push the ball back to their keeper, who comes out for some reason, and tries to chip the ball out to the defender over the top of Morelos. But the ball hits Morelos on the chest or the shoulder and goes into the net. Marvellous Morelos. Great pass by Wright. He chased that ball for about 50 yards. Poor by the keeper, and very happy. 4-0 to the famous. And 66 minutes, Morelos is taken out in the box by Fuchs, who is yellow carded for his sins. Fuchs has fouled the whole game. Really should have been seen red this game. Borna takes the penalty, unfortunately misses. Good save by the keeper. And 86 minutes, another lovely passage of play for United. Sees Smith slip a nice pass through to Shanklin, who finds McNulty on the edge of the box, and he has a shot which beats McGregor low to his right. Poor goal for Rangers to lose. Brilliant goal by McNulty. 4-1 to the famous. Full-time score, 4-1. This result now gets us 82 points from 30 games. 30 games played. We have 8 league games left to play. We are 18 points clear at the top of the league with a goal difference of 64 with 21 clean sheets. Really worked hard for this result. Player by player is McGregor 8, Balogun 8, Goldson 7, Helander 7, Barisic 8, Kamara 8, Davis 8, Aribo 9, Hadji 8, Morelos 9, and Kent 8. So man of the match was Aribo, followed by Morelos. Possession stats, 63% for Rangers, 37% for Dundee United. Shots, 22 for Rangers, 7 for Dundee United. Shots on target, 11 for Rangers, 4 for Dundee United. Corner, 7 for Rangers, 0 for Dundee United. Foul, 6 for Rangers, 9 for Dundee United. And the Bridgman says, that was our most important game of the season so far, and one of the hardest fought games we have had, or probably will have this season. That is why all the Bears are so happy, if not delighted, with our team's performances. I want to give our board manager, his team of managers and coaches, etc., a huge shout out for their brilliant leadership and for making all us Bears so happy while looking confidently ahead with the remainder of the season. I urge all Bears to keep it going for the Rangers. And there endeth A View from the Bridge.
Against the cold, a close encounter with a hard-hearted man who never gave half of what he got. Has made you wish that you'd never been born. That's a shame, 'cause you got the lot. Hey, can you with a sad face come up to my place and live it up? You beside the dance floor, what do you cry? Let's live it up.
Love it.
Hey there, you with your sad face, get up to my place.
Right, you're going to have your suit on now, Bridge. That's your overalls now. You need your suit on because you got another job to do.
Wait, I change my top. Wait, I change my top first.
All right,
or at least put a top on.
All right, yeah, I know the studio's a bit much, mate. You without a top on, honestly. In fact, I've got to say, Bridge, the vest isn't a good look neither, if I'm being really honest, mate. Evening, GB.
Good evening, Ox. Good evening, Southside, and the Bridgeman.
You there, Bridge?
Hi, Gary. How's it going? Yeah, I'm here.
Well,
pal,
I'm
here.
going to pass the floor to you two, and I'm going to mean Southside. They're going to go for a quick couple of halves. So you have got the floor, yeah?
Couple of halves. Who's paying for the halves?
The joys.
Right, go for it, Gary.
Go for it. Right, okay. Well, just thanks to Rangers Radio tonight for letting us on alongside Bridgeman. On Friday, we were invited to a Zoom call with the Sports Liaison Officer Greg Marshall through MyJers and obviously Rangers Radio. This is on the back of the announcement today of the new virtual ticket you'll be able to buy for the European match against Rangers versus Antwerp on Thursday. It's got to be a new way for us fans to get a wee bit closer to Rangers and the Rangers first team, where they'll host a watch party through the app Hot Mic, that is. And we'll be able to interact with Clive Tilsley and Jermaine Defoe. So what it'll do is it will sync, when you download the app, it will sync with the BT Sport commentary, and you can either choose to listen to the commentary BT Sport, or you can choose to sit and listen to Clive Tilsley and Jermaine Defoe. Bridgeman, how did you feel about it when you were getting told about the app in the first place?
I think it's quite a good idea. There's a lot of guys would be really keen to do that, because you can get involved. And I must admit, I'm a bit old to be getting involved, if you follow what I mean. But a lot of the younger lads will love that. It cost them $5.99 for a full package and $3.99 for a partial package. But they'll all be involved in any discussions that are ongoing, because you get this watch party going, and it's all the different fans are sitting watching the BT Sports version of the show, and you can listen in to, as I say, what's that boy's name again? Jermaine Defoe. Is that one of your players?
No, that's one of our top players.
Absolutely, yeah, top sportsman. And he's really good. And Clive Tilsley, who he's not been bad for us at all. I think he's been very good. So it'll be very interesting to see if there are any Rangers fans out there who are quite willing to take that up. Unfortunately, as I say, as far as I was concerned, and I made the point to the guys, at the present moment, it will only link in, that we know of, with BT Sport.
Yep.
So if anybody that's got BT Sport watching the game on Thursday, and they pay $5.99 for the virtual ticket, which gives you a different commentary. That's the truth of it. So you download the wee app, and it fires up, and it picks up the commentary for BT Sport, and then you don't need to listen to Craig and people like that, which will be great.
So basically, as fans will know, that Rangers are obviously not immune to what's happened with the COVID stuff, and the club's obviously been affected with match day ticketing, especially with European nights this year. So it's just another way that the club are looking, obviously, to get some money in, and obviously we're all enjoying what we're seeing on the pitch, but it all needs to be supported, and the club are humble with that. They are aware that there's been backing to MyJers, buying merchandise, and obviously our season tickets as well. But I think if we look at it this way, that we're getting a chance to download this app. You'll have a choice of the $5.99, which is a full package, where you'll get the virtual watch party, you'll get access to your digital programme, you'll get a prize, you'll be involved in the prize draw for a signed shirt for the team, and you'll also gain 2 MyJers points. Now, if you're a MyJers members, you'll see that's these 2 points are pretty valuable, because they're hard to get. You would need to probably spend about $5, Greg was saying, and like for merchandise and stuff like that to even gain a point. So if you're a MyJers member, it's quite probably lucrative for you, because if you build up enough points, then it does give you a more say on what tickets you can buy in the future, whether that's like cup final tickets, etc. The light package is only $3.99, but that will only give you access to the virtual party, and it'll give you 1 MyJers point. So for me, Bridge, and like you're saying there, it'll be a choice whether the fans fancy it. For myself, it would be great to interact with Jermaine Defoe and listen to how he sees the game on Thursday night, especially, like I says, although we came away with a win, I think he'll get a kind of insight of how the team's feeling about it and that. And like I says, going forward, if we can get enough fans into this, the money's going towards the team again and back into the club. I think Greg was hoping that the money would be ring-fenced for the first team. So we'll just wait and see what comes of that. It doesn't make it clear on the website, but as anything, whatever you spend is going to go back into the club.
I think that's the important thing for the fans. The mere fact that the people we were speaking to are Rangers people, and this is an invitation from Rangers to Rangers Radio to come along and to spread the news, which we're trying to do, talking to you guys. And I don't know how the payment's going to be done. I don't know whether it's a straight PayPal or some other method. Maybe onto your whatever account you've got with Rangers. Maybe get onto that. I'm not dead sure, or MyJazz, whatever. But that would need to be put out there so that people know. So I would imagine if you're really interested, if you got in touch with, I don't know, was it Greg Marshall you get in touch with or what?
It's actually on the main website,
right,
Bridge.
Okay.
So basically, it tells you that if you download the Hot Mic app and you just follow the instructions from there, you'll be able to put in obviously your card details. What it does mention to say though, whatever email address you register to the app, you need to make sure you use the same email address when you go to launch your watch party, or else it'll obviously know.
It'll not work.
It'll not work, yeah, basically. So don't use the missus email address for the first bit since you're paying for it.
No.
But no, like I say, it's we obviously are probably losing money in these European nights, Bridge, and for me, when I was in the meeting, I was totally behind it. I think before even we've been in COVID and stuff like that, I've always been looking for a way to give a certain amount of money to Rangers. If I was going to buy something, I would want to invest it into Rangers, whether it was a top or a cup or a badge or whatever. And if this is another way for me to enjoy a wee bit of the lockdown, watching. I mean, I'd much rather listen to Jermaine Defoe's commentary than some of the guys on BT Sport, to be fair.
Absolutely.
And just to let them know as well, what Greg said was it's not going to be a monopoly, so it's not going to be the case, say, that if you've got 5 folk in the house and they buy 5 of these watch parties, that they're all going to get 2 points each for that. It's going to be one MyJazz membership, and it's only going to be 2 points for that one MyJazz membership. It's not going to be that way. The guy can keep buying points after points after points. So, which is fair, because, let's say, there might be some people out there that can only afford the $13.99. So it keeps it all in a level playing field for the fans.
These ideas, I think it's a cracking idea. I have to admit it. I think it's a smashing idea, but I don't know if I don't know how many fans you would interest. I don't know. There might be. They might. I thought that maybe we should have. Maybe it's on the web there. When you go to that web, it'll tell you all about it. I just don't have all the information at hand, so I can't tell you that much. But on the website, I'll tell you everything, and hopefully a lot of the guys will be interested to take it up, because the main thing that the guys emphasise to us is this is the way we want fans to be. They want fans to be involved and take their interest and generate money for Rangers. Mm-hmm. That's what it's about. Generate money for Rangers, particularly because of the COVID and, of course, the lack of fans at the European games. The European games are a huge loss, a massive loss. I don't know how many million lose. Sorry, pal.
Yeah, well, thanks very much, lads. And listen, anybody wants to get the details, you can find them at the main Rangers homepage, and then it's there on the news section. So if you go to rangers.co.uk, and it comes under virtual tickets for the watch party with Clyde Tilsley and Jermaine Defoe, all the details are there. Did you enjoy the experience, lads, speaking to the club?
Me personally, Ox, it was great. It's great to see that the club are interacting with the supporters and trying to get their views and opinions on these kind of subjects, how we can how the supporters can help the club, and if we can relay that, it's all. I mean, like I says, we're all enjoying what we're seeing on the pitch, on and off the pitch. So, if we can keep doing our wee bit, then I'm all for it.
I'm the one for spreading rumours, as you know, GB. Yeah.
Yep.
However, my spies in the camp tell me that there was obviously some other fans, media representatives there who nobody knew, but everybody there knew the bridge. Is this correct?
This is correct. Everybody knew the legend of Bridgeman.
I'm blushing. You've got me blushing, boys.
Did you enjoy Bridge?
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
No,
I mean, sorry, pal. Oh, I enjoyed it. Yes, I did enjoy it, Ox. Yeah, and there's magic having Gary there as well for a wee hand if need be. I thought they were quite open and honest, and obviously keen. They're really keen on this. If they can get something like this running, start getting some extra cash in. I don't know what else they could think up. Maybe some of the other boys in here could maybe think up something, and well, you could give them an idea and let them go with it.
Dash, one of your bank books would help.
Hey, you.
Anyway, can I thank you two for representing Rangers Radio and thank you for coming back and feeding us back to us how it went for you?
No problem, Oxen. And again, thanks for the opportunity.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It was great to speak to him. I'm going to clock off now. You have a great show.
See you tomorrow night, mate, yeah?
Will do. All right, have a nice night. Cheers, in.
Are you having a night off now?
He's on tomorrow.
How on earth do you get that, Gary? How do you get that? I'm only kidding.
I've got bedtime stories to read.
Okay, pal. Cheers.
Right, cheers.
Southside's finished his bedtime stories and he's back with us. Southside, a view from the bridge.
Mate, it was a very comprehensive summing up for the bridge. There's not much more to say. I thought, like the bridge said earlier on, Alan McGregor came to the fore for us in the first 20 minutes with 8 saves. I think once we got into the game, we scored the goal. I thought after that, mate, we scored so early again, making it go 2-up. But then that was a game over. Fair play to Dundee United. They came out with a game plan and they came out and attacked us, mate. They had a go, and if it wasn't for it being McGregor, then they might have got a goal playing another team. But once we went 2-up, mate, I thought we played well. Joe Aribo, excellent. What a finish and a good strike. It was good to see, actually, because Kent had a strike for just inside the box, took the deflection for the second goal. And when Alfie's penalty, we seen Arfield had a shot off the bar, outside the box. So it looked like the players were on that idea of shooting early if they got the chance. So I thought it was a good display, mate. In the end, considering it's on the back of a European night and a Thursday night, time the players get home and all that and prepare for the game, there's not really much training. It's just basically rest and then go out there and try and perform. So I thought on the whole, mate, it was a good performance and a good 3 points for us.
It's all about the points, mate, isn't it? It's all about the performance. But the bonus after 20 minutes was the performance. I mean, we blew them away in about 40 minutes, really, didn't we?
Aye, mate. Once they got 2 quick goals, you could relax after that. I think everybody that was watching the game probably felt the same. It was a matter after that, I thought of how many can we get when we're creating the chances. And obviously we get some good performances and spells of the games. I thought Kent was good and busy in the first half. Thought Joe Aribo was good for most of the game. Showed his class further up the park where you want him to go on the ball. If I'm honest, disappointed in Hadji, mate. I know you quite like him, but I thought until he got the flick for the goal, he wasn't really in the game, which surprised me.
You quite like him.
I thought Big Balogun done well, mate, in that position. Obviously, he'll not go up and down as much as Tav, but yeah, I think he done pretty well on Sunday, mate, to be honest, and he was involved, obviously, in the second goal, being up in the box. Well, there was a few good performances, mate. You know, Kamara, when he came on as well.
And obviously one of your favourites grew into the game, Connor Goldson, yeah?
Aye, mate, aye. Did you see the state I'm going to that whole white line nearly falling out of the ball?
That was quite funny, that, wasn't it?
Good game. He's a good game, mate. Aye, Connor, a good game.
All right. Okay. Right. Let's hear from you.
356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
And again, let's hear from
Why
you.
don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Foxes is a busy night tonight. Does anybody want to tell the punters this tune he wanted to play at the start of the show? Or we keep that in house?
I think we better keep that in house.
Okay. We'll keep that in house, Bridge.
I think just as well Stato was the one in it.
Oh, that, by the way, that was a shocker. Imagine wanting to play that. I can't believe it.
Anyway. Right. I enjoyed the match after we got a foothold in it. There's one thing that's disappointed me, and I got used to. There was similarities to the Celtic game because they played near enough the same shape, and it took us about 30 minutes in the Celtic game to get Hoddy and McGregor made the saves, and there was a lot of similarities there against the Dundee United side, Bridgeman, and then Southside.
I never saw the Celtic game, so I don't know. You mean that when we played them? When we played them, right?
New Year.
Okay, but that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. You're right. In these cases, a lot of similarities in that sense.
The exact same shape they played, and it took us a while to get a foothold, and that worries me. Southside,
well, they're doing their homework. They know that that's
but we've
the
got to
way
be
Celtic.
flexible as well, mate. We can't wait.
Yes, indeed.
You know,
Yes, indeed.
Southside.
But I think that. Oops.
I think you're right, mate. I mean, it's the amount of chances they created in that spell before we managed to work it out. I think we went out with the mindset, it looked like a 4-2-3-1, didn't it, idea? But obviously it can fall into the 4-3-3. But we didn't work it out. And they did cause us problems. So that is something I think we'll need to look at if we're coming up against the Diamond again in the formation that he's sticking out. Because that is twice, like you say, in that game there. And the same with them, they had chances at Ibrox in that first 20 minutes against us, like you said as well. And it was number one goalkeeper McGregor that kept us in the game again. So, mate, you're spot on with that assertion, mate, definitely.
We've been joined by Dave. Evening, Dave.
Evening, everybody.
How we doing, mate?
How you doing,
I'm
Dave?
laughing. I'm doing fine. I'm laughing. Absolutely laughing my head off. I was actually singing. It's like, I love to see them cry. You know what I mean? There's Celtic fan yesterday on the radio saying, we would have smashed them Twerp. You've not even beat Ross County this year, you bunch of dafties. I'm just laughing my head off. These guys, they're absolutely deluded. They honestly think like, we would have smashed Ross County. Guys, come on. You're bloody pumped up a Prague. I think on a very serious note, guys, what a player this Joe Aribo's going to be. I reckon a couple of years' time we'll be lucky to keep hold of him. He seems to get better and better every game. He was brilliant in the Antwerp game, really good with Dundee United as well, although one team's slightly better than the other. Dundee United's better than Antwerp, that is.
Southside, didn't you come, mate?
Aye, mate, I think Joe Aribo's starting to have another good bit of form for us. He's got good balance. He's 2-footed. I think when we get him in these positions, he's going to commit players. So obviously, and it's good the way we're playing quick football as well, mate. But the midfield link up with wee quick passes, and Joe Aribo running, you playing the 1-2s like we've seen, is creating chances for us. So he's learning, mate. He's got stronger. And I just think the now he's in a wee bit richer vein of form. And as long as we keep sort of playing well, mate, he will go into big things. But I think he'll go into big things with Rangers next season. I think he'll be a big player for us because he's a learning curve, mate. He's still young, so I can see him getting better. That's the way I see it, buddy. Better next season again.
Yeah, do you think we've found his true position, Southside? One forward.
He's definitely one forward. He's either the number 10 or he sort of goes just. I prefer him just in behind, going across the middle. On the wing, he can. I mean, we've seen he can come inside, and when the wee trick he done at the weekend when he ran round the player inside the box with the left foot to the byline, trying to cut it back with some bit of skill. But I like him just in front of it and running onto the play where he can play the 1-2 or take the man on and hopefully have a shot. Prefer that, mate. But aye, it's a good thing to have, mate. And he can go left, right, or centre.
He's a brilliant player, isn't he?
He's
just a brilliant player.
Bridgman. Somebody can go two ways as a
defender.
Oh yeah,
and by the way, that goal he scored was just out of this world. I mean, him and Morelos again another wall pass, and Morelos put it right on a plate for him. Oh wow! One straight in the box and smashed it.
I'm going to say something. That wasn't the move of the game. I think the move of the game was Aribo and Wright.
Actually, I think that was right. But I also, may I say, Morelos and Wright. Wright picked the ball up for Stephen Davis in defence, and he smashed the ball up for him to run onto. When he got the goal, it was a brilliant pass straight in his path. However, that was a goal of the game for me.
But Joe Aribo, I think you're right, Dave. He's going to be a big talent for us. Gerrard said in his interview that he took a while to come back for his injury and illness, one after the other. So he's young, and you have to get that experience to come back for these things. So he looks as if he's back to full strength now, Dave.
Exactly. I think he's developing. You can see at first he wasn't there, but you're not expecting a player to be there instantly. He's got to get to know the system. He's got to get to know the players. And it just seems to me like every other game I can see him getting a wee bit better and a wee bit better and a wee bit better. Every game he seems to get a wee bit better. And I think that's obviously due to Steven Gerrard and the background people as well. If you're a kind of a wide midfield player, or I don't really know. I would say Aribo's more a forward, but you couldn't do much worse than probably one of the better players in the world coaching you, can you? And I think we've got another two or three old firms to go, depending on if the Scottish Cup happens. And I think we could end up beating them twice again. I can't remember the last time it was they bet them every single old firm. That was a wee while ago anyway.
Oh, that's a good point, mate. Good point.
That's a brilliant shout, That's a brilliant shout.
Well, check that out, mate. I don't even know if we did beat 12 out of 12. I need to check that out, mate. We've been joined by Amanda also. Evening, Amanda.
Good evening, all. Oh, it's getting closer, isn't it? It's getting closer and closer. Hello, how are we all? It's getting closer and closer, that 55, isn't it? Oh, it's getting closer after that wee gift last night, isn't it? Great. Just fabulous. We done the job that we had to do in the park yesterday, and then they went and gave us another wee gift.
18 points, Amanda. 18 points.
Oh, it's tantalisingly close, isn't it? I just think this season just gets better and better, doesn't it? It really does. It just keeps getting better and better. And I think, as I said the other night, the comparison compared to 5 seasons ago, absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? It's just awesome. But I think the team in general this season has just been top notch. It really has. It's just been out of this world. You think about, years ago we sat through Ross County games when they were in the third division. Sitting through all that. We were getting up there, thousands of us getting up, and half of us couldn't even get into the stadium, do you know what I mean? The money all the wee places made off of us, and then they all kicked us in the teeth, do you know what I mean? So that makes it even more sweet now that we know who the culprits have been and what they've done to us, As I say, the history between us and Dundee United obviously is well known, isn't it? You know what I mean? With what they done to us. But no, I just think this season it's an absolute cherry. It's a cherry on top of the cake, isn't it, really? It's just, it's awesome.
Yeah, here, Amanda. Southside, she's right. Nobody could have foreseen this. It's like a dream.
Aye, definitely, mate. I did think this season it would have been a bit nip and tuck. I think Maesties would have all thought that before the season kicked off, that it would be a nip and tuck thing all the way. We were just hoping that we'd be consistent and batter them 4 times, and that would be enough for us to win the league. But for what we've seen this season, it's just all clicked in together. We've built the team for the last 2 seasons. We've added the extra players this season. Probably had time to mould some of them into the system. And we've just been playing well now. We've been playing consistent. And even in the wee dips of form where we've all come on here and been shouting and bawling, it's no good enough. We've still picked up the points. And even if we haven't, we've got a draw. So you've not been beat this season apart from a cup tie with St Mirren. And when that's the reality. So, aye, from where we were to where we're now, but since Steven Gerrard's come in, that's where the building process really began. And that's where we are now because of him, because of the recruitment and the players.
And I think that's the difference as well. You see the difference in the team's performance. See years ago when we went a goal down, our heads went down and there was no passion, no commitment about the team. See now, if we even look at it going a goal down, the passion starts kicking in, the commitment kicks in, and it's amazing. You know, the team just upped their game another 20-30%, you know what I mean, to get the performance that we need and the result that we need. And that's the difference between all the years where we weren't getting the results and the trophies. Now you're looking at it and you're saying, God, what a difference, do you know what I mean?
Amanda, the big difference is, it comes to a striker, you had John Daly, you've had Kevin Kyle, you've had Santaza. Do you know what I mean? We're talking about Alfie, we're talking about Ruth.
Actually, that brings me. I'm laughing because I can't remember who he was playing me. But big Kevin Kyle came after. He came off the subs bench, and he wasn't on the pitch 2 minutes, and he was sent off.
Been in the south
game, and we got beaten.
We lost it in penalties, Bridge.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, unbelievable stuff. He screwed everything up. And they got a goal for it.
Listen, that's us officially in the Champions League, Amanda. So the journey slowly, but we're finalising ticking all the boxes, obviously, because Hibs can't catch us now in third, even if we lost every game.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, it's just you know, you sit and you think about it. I mean, I was sitting thinking about it the other night. I mean, when I get my season ticket all the years ago, it was a Rover ticket, you know, and you're sitting in the wooden benches before they changed all the main stand and all that, and before they done away with the enclosure and put the seats in. And you're sitting thinking, even the stadium, the way the stadium's changed in all the years, do you know what I mean? The atmosphere in Ibrox is far superior to some of the other stadiums, isn't it? You know, you can sit in all these other stadiums, Parkhead and all that, and the atmosphere's crap. But you go to Ibrox,
it's the people, Amanda.
It's the people that make the stadium, right? It's the fans. And, you know, you go to Ibrox and the atmosphere, I mean, I've been in Ibrox a few times, but there's a couple of times last season before I've been in, you know, I wasn't well. I went into that stadium and I get goosebumps from the top of my head to the bottom of my back. You know that way the hairs in the back of your neck just stand on end when you're hearing them all singing follow, and you know, it's superior to a lot of things, I think. Anyway, I've probably said enough. Anyway, I'll let you go and get more callers on, but have a good night anyway. Okay.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot. Bye. Bye
then.
Bye.
Well, that's it. Anyway, we've been joined by Jim 115. How are we doing the rest?
Fantastic, guys. By the way, absolutely fantastic at the club are recognising the station, guys. I know you're saying there a lot of other Rangers kind of media things, but it's fantastic at the club are actually recognising the work that you guys are doing and what you are putting out there for the Rangers fans. But I've got a couple of points, if you don't mind me asking.
Can I just say something to you before you start, Jim?
Yes.
I watched that game yesterday. And genuinely didn't notice the referee.
I know.
The referee, he gave that penalty kick for us, and I don't think there was anything. If you were marking that ref yesterday, you'd say he did an excellent game.
I thought he done all right. You say it wasn't noticeable.
No.
But that's as I'm saying. But I think it was just about the way we went about our game again. It was a great game. I thought Dundee United contributed to it as well.
Yeah.
But my point is, one, Glenn Kamara, I thought the game changed on its seed when he came on that park yesterday. And I think the guy's been a bit unfortunate to be dropped out of that team the last couple of games. Second point is,
Right.
I know you're going to discuss the Kamara one, but the state of that park and how we can produce the football we're playing on that park
What
is
I'll do
unbelievable.
I'll take the Kamara one. I've got my thoughts, then I'll pass it to Southside. I'll bring in Fox. He's my grass expert. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that there, folks.
And he's obviously with the pigeons. He's my bird expert as well. So on the Kamara one, I think it made sense to have him as substitute yesterday because he can cover all the positions for us in midfield. I agree with you. When he went on, that was the catalyst for us turning the whole game around. And I think even Gerrard was disappointed that Jack never told him 10 minutes previously that we knock Southside.
Aye, Kamara's looked good, mate, when he came on yesterday, like you're saying, Jim. He's, I think Stevie G had said, Jim, that he was wanting to rest him for this game coming up. So he obviously had in mind that was a plan, but obviously with Jack getting injured, mate, it obviously changed things. So, but he did say that his plan was, mate, to rest him. That's why he didn't pick him.
Yeah, totally understandable. Again, see what you're saying there about he was disappointed with Jack. I brought it up the other night there and all, and I thought it was the same with Kamal Roof. He should have put his on up 10 minutes before he did, and all.
You did say that. You said they made the sign with rubbing his calf and all that.
Yeah, rubbing his calf.
Listen, professionals should know better, mate, especially with
Of course
5
they should.
substitutes. You know, it's no Wembley 63 Bridgeman, is it? When Eric Caldwell breaks his leg and Davy Wilson has to play it left back.
Yeah, it's not that. I think there's something about deceit in my voice. I think there's deceit by Roof, and I don't mean a nasty deceit. He wanted to play, and he told the manager, "I'm fine," and I don't think he was fine for that game, and he ended up walking off or having to get put off. And really and truly, he was never fit enough for the game. Never. That's
Can I say something?
Go on, pal.
I don't think. I think he picked him because he was trying to get his match fitness, and I agree. It's not a game that you should play to get your match fitness, but I think he was trying to get him game time, and I think he thought he would start and see if he could get maybe 50, 60 minutes, and then he might have changed it. That was his thinking, obviously, with the way he picked the team as well. Because Arfield was picked after only playing 4 minutes and missing 7 weeks of football. And Kent was obviously dropped because he thought he was carrying an injury. So I think by all accounts, he held his calf earlier. He should probably have come off. But I think in Gerrard's thinking was get him some minutes, because I think he might have had him in mind to play him this Thursday coming if he had picked up the injury. Because obviously he was suspended on Sunday. So that's my thinking, the way he played him. But I don't think he should have been played because he looked really unfit.
The way you're speaking there, I think that his fitness was in question, his actual fitness, and of course his match fitness is really in question. So there's one rubbing against the other there, in my opinion.
And you come, Fox?
I was just going to say, on the park, it'll definitely be better next year. And on the pigeons, mate, the SFA have already had 4 complaints that there was no social distancing between the pigeons, and we will be fined for it.
I also heard that we've been reported because on one of the media outlets you could hear all the pigeons going blue, blue, and it's carrying, Jim.
Yeah, but there must have been a few ducats emptying Govan.
Oh dear.
Oh, brilliant,
Bridgeman, just to let you know, we've had a few complaints about your view for the bridge, mate.
Go on then.
We're going to have to take you up on this, mate. Run about your report about the penalty. There was too many fooks.
Too many fooks. I'm actually surprised that wee guy managed to finish the game. That Fuchs.
He was getting there as quick as he could, I think.
Yeah.
You know. But Jim, you're right. The pitch was a disappointment, and I don't think it helps us in the way we play football, does it?
But you're seeing in the football we're actually producing on it. I think there was one in England. I don't know if it was the first half or the second half. Bomber, and Tina Bobbleman, and he actually turned around and looked at it and went, total disgust. Went like as if he thing with his horns and pointed at the grass. It's actually when you see pitches down south and you see that, man, the part is a disgrace. Well, I think it's a disgrace anyway.
Southside.
Well, by all accounts, it's a new park, Jim, innit? I mean, it seems to be early years, but they seem to have a problem with the pitch as time goes on later on in the season. I don't know if it's. I mean, you back a couple of times, Jim. If you've been up in the girl suite, you had a meal during the day or at night. Sometimes you can see they've got lights and stuff in that.
Aye.
Park and all that sort of stuff, whatever it is they're doing. But you're right. The park should be better. And sometimes when you look down south and you look at some of the surfaces and when you watch on the telly, it does look a lot better than what we're seeing. But it seems to have been an ongoing problem, mate, for many a season. To be honest.
I think it should be getting sorted then.
Aye. I think
that's our third new pitch in the last 5 years.
Yeah, well, there's a problem then, isn't there?
We can't grow grass in the west of Scotland. Sunlight, water. We seem to have it all, you know.
There's a few people say that government.
You know, but anyway.
But they'll be renewing it again, won't they, Oxtear? Because they're going to lower the ground or something like that.
They're going to try to move, and then we'll see where it goes. Jim, were you happy with the performance?
First 20 minutes, like yourselves, I was like, oh no, here we go. When they broke through, man, you're like, no, hear the fear coming. But again, as the game went on, I think we rattled them. I think they actually belted them. First 20 minutes was a wee bit iffy.
And then some good stuff, good football. Once the second goal goes in, the pressure's off it.
Oh, aye, big time. Just a confidence thing with it. Then the heads went up and the football started flowing. But what a ball for Balogun to Morelos,
Aye, big Balogun done well, and aye, he done okay for his south side. Aye, mate, I said that earlier on. I thought he done pretty well. He'll not get up and down the park on the right hand side as much as Tav can. We know that, but he'll go down in spells of games. It'll probably just be how it is. He's not going to have the engine that Tav's got. But I thought he done really well. Is he quicker than Tav, south side? Is he faster? Nah, mate, I don't think he's faster, but I think he gives you that height at the right back position, and it's probably a wee bit more solid in the defensive side than Tav. I mean, Tav's great, but we'll probably lose the amount of times that we can go down the right and get the good crosses in, and Tav obviously was scoring some goals, no of late, but apart from that, mate, I thought he'd done a really good job. But the good news is maybe Tav's back in 4 weeks, maybe 4 games time or something like that. So if that's the case, then obviously the big man will probably be relieved by then to get back to centre back at time. I think he's done all right. I'm really pleased with he's up. He's the way he's shown. I did think there's possibility that Jack could have played there because he's played there before, but obviously they went with Balogun. Jim? Aye. So saying it, I heard you saying there he didn't come to Park. I thought he was involved a lot in the play in the first half. Right. By the way, I thought he did it down for the Kent. Yeah, he was right up the park. But I think, and Gerard said in the second half, they kind of just dropped him a wee bit, so he gave us that bit more cover and set up at the back with the 3 defenders when Borna was gone. I said, I thought he did actually get forward a good bit. Aye, we done all right. Yeah, we done all right. Well, the whole team done all right, but obviously it was a position that he's for him with. Anyway, we'll be joined by Blue Star. Evening, Blue Star.
Evening, Ox. Evening, Bridge, and rest of the panel. How you doing?
Hi, Blue Star.
All right, Blue Star. All right,
how you doing, Blue Star? Ox, I'd agree with you, Jim, there about the state of the park. I mentioned that a couple of weeks ago, Stuart. I thought the park was shocking looking, but as Jim and the rest of you said, we certainly played good football on it. After the first 20 minutes, the first 20 minutes was cruel to watch. Fortunately, we had McGregor in goals. Okay, he's only doing his job, but they certainly should have had 2 goals, if no 3. But there we go. After that, we we ran over the top of them, I thought.
Aye. You're right. I mean, obviously, they had 3 opportunities to score goals. We're going to make saves. And then we just got a foothold in the match. And then, obviously, they never had another... I don't think they did another effort till late on, did they?
No. After that, there wasn't. I think they won later, right at near the end, didn't they? Well, apart from their goal, but again, I'd reiterate what you said there about when Kamara came on. I thought when he came on, I thought with play, even Aribo, goodness me, could MD have said where Aribo was meant to be playing? He was frigging everywhere.
He was getting a license to roam, mate.
No half. He was right wing, he was centre, midfield. He was even back taking the ball off McGregor a couple of times and got up the wing with it. He's a very deceiving player. For me, you wouldn't think for a minute that he was a runner as such, but he's very, very deceiving. He can certainly take the ball by players, and I love players that can take the ball by players, and he's certainly one of them.
I'll take that Southside. Southside, was that Joe Aribo's best game in a Rangers shirt yesterday?
Maybe the best one anyway for the last wee while.
This week.
Blue Star.
This week.
I agree with Blue Star. I just think sometimes he used to get pushed off the ball, Blue Star. Sometimes he wasn't physical enough at certain times of challenges. I know he's not that type of player. We want him on the ball and doing what he's best at, like yesterday, scoring that wonderful goal. And he's got great balance. And like you say, he was out of the park. You can play him across the middle. And when they're all moving about, you've got Kent popping up on the right, you've got Aribo popping up on the left, and then 2 minutes later, they're swapped over, aren't they? Or you've got one running through the middle. So they've all got a licence to roam and go, and the way we play the system, it fits the type of players. Even Hadji gets time to go either side, or you'll have the other one. Even when Scott Wright come on, he's going to have licence to roam about as well. So it looks like that's what he's wanting to do, get the type of players on the ball, mate, into it, and hopefully they create, or we open up teams and we score. So it's great to watch, you know, and it's good when we're starting to get a bit of form back, and you can see that. Obviously, when we're not been playing so well, we can pick wee holes in it, but when it's all clicking, Blue Star, it's great to watch, isn't it?
Absolutely. So what was your opinion on your favourite player? I've got to be truthful. I thought, certainly the first half, I've got to be honest, I thought he was our worst.
Bobby Russell wasn't playing yesterday.
I know. Seriously, I thought Hadji was absolutely not. I mean, I've watched that game an hour 2 or 3 times. The first half, I'm telling you, he touched the ball about twice. I'm not exaggerating. It was non-existent.
I will take the Fifth Amendment on that and let my mucker Southside answer it then, Bridgeman. Southside?
Aye, Blue Star, I was disappointed. I quite like Hadji, mate. I think he's got good vision and he'll get better, I think. He's still young, but I agree with you, mate, until he actually put the ball in the net. And I think next time I seen him, he was passing the ball through for Alfie, getting into the box.
That's right. That's right.
Aye, mate, I agree 100%. He wasn't in the game at all first half for me either, mate. I don't know why. He just didn't seem to get himself involved.
Yeah.
Bridgeman? Bridge? All right, we'll leave that. Get yourself on mute.
I'm here.
No, just get yourself on mute.
Okay, buddy.
Ever since I recall, I have followed football and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white from the day I'd be Rangers for life. And I vowed to my dad, if I too have a lad, I would show him the way, as he did on that day. And so now here I stand, with young Lyle by the hand, after walking down Paisley Road West. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. When I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. For the day I'd be Rangers for life. There's a great sense of pride that I feel deep inside as I'm watching the jurors, my father and son. And it's sure safe to say, at the end of the game, win or lose, we will all follow on. But when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. Ever since I recall, I have followed football, and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. For the day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Enjoy that number.
When I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget. Fabulous. Fabulous.
Anyway, we've been joined by Bob Chair. Evening, Bob Chair.
How you doing, lads?
Evening, Bob.
Hello, Bob Chair.
Hello, can you hear me all right? Aye, good evening, boys. Aye, point one to yesterday, I've just been listening to the pigeonhole about the game. I thought we were seemingly impregnable defence yesterday. Didn't it look so impregnable? You know, in the first 20 minutes. I got one thing right at the weekend, two things right at the weekend, Docs. I got the team right, and I said that Dundee United would come on attack, and I was right. And we were lucky we weren't 2-0 down after 20 minutes. It's been mentioned already. But, and again, we weren't. But, yeah, I didn't like it. I thought we were quite easy to play through yesterday until I got tightened up. And I was just everybody else sitting frustrated that we were actually playing with 10 men for the first half where it was scored. Hadji, come on, son. You must do better. But very satisfied with the result in the end, and that's what it's all about. Joe Aribo, your best game in a Rangers jersey, sir. I said a few weeks ago when we were talking about his best signing, I said it was Joe Aribo. I think I'm going to be proved right. He's a very, very talented laddie, and long may he get better. So that was my perception of the weekend, and on we go to Thursday. And I'm feeling champion. So there you go.
I'm glad you mentioned picking the team because the parachute packer, the one rang again, Southside.
Ta-da. I know. And see the thing is, I think Kamara wasn't going to play, didn't I? I tell you that, and I even put him in the team. But anyway, we'll not go there. Bob Jed, you're 100% right. He's going to get better and better. Remember when Bowyer came out and said he was making a mistake coming to Rangers and all that? You know, can you imagine him do? The boy was never making a mistake. He was coming to massive club to learn under a world-class manager and player. He'll no manager right now, but he will eventually probably prove to be a world-class manager in time, Stevie G. But at the moment, learning for a world-class player. And I bet there's no regrets, mate. I've definitely no regrets for Joe Aribo coming to play for Rangers up here. Getting the exposure of European football as well in it and learning.
Exactly. He could turn into Lee Bowyer now and say, Mr. Bowyer, I'm in the potential he got into in the last 16 in the UEFA Cup. And there's a potential now, a very good potential, there's that word again, that we can meet a European heavyweight and have a special night at Ibrox and a special night abroad. So that's your answer, Mr. Boyer. Was I going to run about playing for Huddersfield Town? No, I don't think so. I'd rather be up here playing with a massive club like that.
Oh, can I see before I've got a wee job to go into here? Can I maybe put a point there? But the big man was saying there about that first 20 minutes. That first 20 minutes when we were so opened coming through the middle of the park. What did Steven Gerrard say about Ryan Jack?
He wasn't fit.
He wasn't fit. You try to play against somebody with the midfield we've got and the way we play with a man down, then teams are going to get through you. So again, I'm going to point the finger at Ryan Jack here again and all for being the catalyst the way Dundee United were getting through. Because look at it, he came through the middle of the park. Ryan Jack, as Steven Gerrard said, 10 minutes, should have put his hands up 10 minutes prior to it. And in that 10-minute space, that's when we were all over the place. So I'm going to put that down to the way Dundee United played, with us playing with 10 men in the middle of that park.
9 men.
9 men, sorry.
Aye.
That's my view on it when you're thinking back now what Gerrard said about him maybe 10 minutes before it. And in that 10 minute period, we were terrible. We were all over the place in the middle of that park.
I'll give you that. I get where you're coming from, but I'll say, and I'll take this to...
guys, can I go? I've got a wee high to pick up here. I'll catch you later.
Cheers,
mate. Right, I'll listen in.
What I'll say about the point that Jim's made, Blue Star, that's twice people have played that shape against us. And it's took us about half an hour to get control. The last time I remember was in Erdie again.
Yeah. Aye, absolutely, Ox. And see, for me, I don't know about the rest of these. I genuinely, it put me in mind of a wee bit of the game previous against Antwerp. Because see, if you watch the goals against Antwerp that we let in, a lot of the play all came right through the centre. It didn't come up the wings, it came through the centre. So I think Jim's right there. Because if you watched, never at any time did Jack try and go forward. Certainly, obviously, he was carrying a knock. But when Jack's on his game, we all know it's usually Davis. It goes that wee bit more forward. Or likewise, one sits back. And he was obviously there to sit back, but he went right. I mean, it wasn't up the wings, Ox. It was right through the middle years. And as I say, the first 20 minutes, it was 3 good chances. Certainly the one with Shankland, he took it wrongly. But the other 2, as Bob just says, a decent team at all. Let's be truthful here. They would certainly have scored 1, if not 2. Granted, we got to grips with it, but I think you're right, mate. That did happen to us. I think it was in the day game, and it was done to the same thing.
Anyway, we've been joined by caller Martin. Evening, Martin. How we doing, mate?
Evening, guys. How we doing?
How you doing? All right. First time caller, Martin.
It is. I'm used to all this, but I'll join in. I'm quite good.
All right, mate. What's on your mind?
That's to I live down here in Portsmouth now, and I listen to the games. I don't sign up to Sky or anything like that because they owe me a month's wages for a way back. Right, so I just stay away from him.
You're still following the Rangers, mate, yeah?
Oh, definitely. The way I've never seen them playing this way before. I've been a long time supporter, say 72, round about that time when I was a lad. But this is the best I've seen. They really are good. But I'll let the other guys in if you want. But there we go.
Bridgeman, you come, mate?
I was just going to ask him what he does doing there. We get lots of people phoning up from down south there, Plymouth and Portsmouth, I just wondered if there's are you involved with a Rangers supporters club there?
No. I just drive a truck all around anywhere, really.
Okay.
That's what I did down here. I left Glasgow in '85. I joined the army and that. Got a few qualifications and stuff.
I thought you said you left with a load in '85. They're still looking for you.
I've done that before. Don't bring that up. The police will get involved if you start mentioning things like that.
Whereabouts in Glasgow are you from
I'm
then?
semi-retired now. I had a wee accident there, but I'm semi-retired now. So
where in Glasgow are you from?
I'm from Priest Hill, Thornley Bank.
You don't need to go into detail. Just in the south side.
South side, yes.
I get too many of these punters for the south side phoning up.
No, shocking.
Must be a good guy. Must be a good guy. Although when you started saying about that dodgy lorry,
been there. I used to drive round the M25 every morning delivering milk. And see the amount of people coming off the lorries. It was fantastic, man. Fantastic amount of people. It's a great wee place where I am and all that. So it's lovely.
That's some milk round the M25.
It's going to say that. It's a long you're allowed to cross over to the... Brilliant.
It's hard getting the money off them, innit? That's what I come down here to my mother. She told me to come down and get all the money off the English.
So as you said?
Yeah. Would she sign me up for the army?
How long have you been listening to the show for, Martin?
Oh, for about a year now, you know what I mean? So
brilliant, mate. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Listen, I can't thank you enough for calling, yeah?
No problem, mate. That's fantastic.
I think he's made my night in the Brisbane with a stolen lorry.
Oh, I'm not saying anything. Nothing at all. Don't involve me in any of these things.
Okay, guys. Thanks very much. And
cheers, Martin.
That's the quickest season ever.
Yeah, brilliant. It's going to be a brilliant season, mate. Speak to you soon.
Yeah, fantastic. Cheers, guys.
Martin.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Martin.
Bye-bye.
He just asked, anybody might buy a sheepskin? He asked us as he left there.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
That was good about the milk run, Oxter. That was good about the milk run.
A big Steve will be on saying, what was in the lorry?
Tell him it was milk.
Come up to Fife and try and get money off them.
Oh, we know that, Bob Joe. We're not stupid, you know what I mean? We go, you come down south because you at least get a chance. You don't go east, mate. You've no chance.
Oh, you've absolutely no danger. No danger. Run with our feet thrown up pockets.
Okay, are we all in agreement that was one, if no, Joe Aribo's best game in a blue jersey yesterday?
That's without doubt.
It was very close to it, wasn't it? If not the best. I think he's a smashing wee player, brilliant wee player. And
I was trying to think back to a game that he might have. I mean, I know he had a fantastic game yesterday. I was just trying to think back if there was another one when you asked me the question. But aye, you're probably right up until. I mean, he's had some really good games, but probably topped it off with that goal yesterday. I know when it was a peak.
Even if he hadn't scored that goal, I think he'd have been man of the match. Yeah?
Okay, he totally ran the game, Ox.
Aye.
I think when you get someone like with a Aribo and Ryan Kent playing on top of their form, some teams are going to have a hell of a time against you. You know, it's going to take a lot to beat them because they really are great form.
Can I just put it? Everybody that stays east Glasgow's all right, particularly my mate who he knows I'm only kidding on. Right, I've had a bit of stick already, Bob J.
Oh yeah, Bob J, is it?
Oh dear. Oh, brilliant. Oh, aye. Aye, how do you spell Fife? F-L-Y. I would agree I'd go along with that. That was Joe Aribo's finest 90 minutes in a Rangers jersey. I said every faith in that laddie, and he's only going to get better. He's got a really cultured left peg on him. and when he cuts into the right element, remember the goal against Ross County, absolute class. So keep it going on Thursday, young Joe. We all need it. And you're right when you say it, but him and Ken and Alfie, let's be honest with you, they're unplayable on their game. Absolutely unplayable. And I'm putting Alfie down for goal of this season.
Yes, me too. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
I loved it too. Yeah. It's that nose of mine. Buster.
Southside, there was a part in the game yesterday. I think we were 4-0 up. And Kent and Aribo were busting a gut to get the ball back for us. That pleased me yesterday.
Yeah.
Aye, it's just shows you the work rate, mate. That's the thing. They're all sort of working hard for each other, even off the ball. So it's obviously stuff that Gerard's been installing into them. Make sure that we don't slack. Now we're getting to the finishing line. So it's 100% effort, mate. I think he's looking for after them all to end this.
I think it's fair. It's also fair to say, guys, that if you're playing well, and you know within yourself you're playing well, your spirit's very high, and you get a beast. You'll run faster. You'll do all that.
You don't want to get me in, Bridge.
That's correct. You just want to keep going. I know I was like that all the time when I was playing. Never wanted the game to end. I was always winning.
Once a season for you. We'll be joined with Shuggy. For you. How we doing, Shuggy?
Oh, no bad, mate. How's yourself? Long time no here. How you doing?
Aye, good, mate. What's on your mind, brah?
I just think we should keep the pigeons for when we play the scum at Ibrox Park, so that we can shite all over them.
No, what's your line? I can see you're thinking. That's maybe a good idea, Southside. I can see where he's coming from.
I can see where he's coming from, mate. Aye, definitely. Just keep putting the grass seed down, mate. That's what we'll need to do.
You seen it?
Because they'll be the ones that are laying on the floor, eating all the grass seed, won't they?
If I had the wings of an eagle.
Aye. Well, you know the rest of that song, don't you?
Did you enjoy yesterday, Shuggy? Great game.
Oh, absolutely brand new, man. I mean, my man actually stood up for the first time in a long time yesterday.
Mr. Aribo.
Oh, absolutely. Bambi on ice, I call him. That's what I call him.
What about that Ryan Jack? He's turning into a soft, ain't he?
Ryan Jack, you don't want to listen to You don't want to listen to that person who likes Ryan Jack. You know that Andy McElroy? Oh, he's a dopey man.
He'll be on in a minute, won't he?
I enjoy him.
Brilliant. Good to hear from you, Shug boy.
Oh, brilliant, mate. I'm just getting ready for the party now. I've been buying a few wee bits and bobs and a nice wee bottle of vodka or a nice bottle of champagne. Will go down nice in a couple of weeks, I think.
I've just had a lorry pull up in front of my house with a full load of Grey Goose. I don't know if in 1985.
Well, I can say one thing, mate. I think there'll be a few drunken people in Scotland in a few weeks' time. Do you know?
I think so. Aye. There's a
brilliant, mate.
With an Nits Hill postcode. See if I want to buy a vodka, Southside.
But I also think that these people tonight that have been talking about, this false number 10 that we play with, I don't think it was a case of that. I think actually Dundee United actually threw a spanner in the works by actually playing with two up front.
They played well for a spell, but Gerard talks about these positions in midfield. I've spoken to Southside about this, but he talks about number 6s, number 8s, and number 10s. The number 6s seem to be your defensive midfields. Your number 8s are your wide attack midfields. Your number 10s get close to the centre of attack. So he plays these 8s and 10s together in a different role as a 6 role. That's the way I see it, Southside.
I saw these fancy numbers the managers use these days. It's
like bingo, isn't it?
It's the way you say it. It's exactly what you're saying. Me a number 10, well, normally they played in behind the striker. But like he says, he's playing it off. So Roof sort of plays off Alfie on the right and Kent's playing a number 10 probably. He's not really playing on the wing. So, that's the way he seems to balance it up. And like you say, Aribo can play in any of the positions, probably apart from a number 6. That's where you don't want to see him. He needs to be an 8 or a 10, the way Stevie G calls it. He needs to be in the positions for me, mate, because number 6, he's too deep and doesn't affect the game as good as he does further forward.
He's going to get the ball edge of the box, Shuggy. Yeah.
Aye, listen, here's another option for you, right? Thinking on players that we may sign next year. A boy I'd like to see us sign is a boy who plays for Southampton. We call him Ward Prowse. Ward Prowse or something. Is a very, very good player. And I know he's got some Scouts connections. So I just wondered if that would be one that Gerard may be interested in signing. Like,
he'd cost you a few quid, mate. He's been capped for England. He'd be top dollar. You remember looking at 30 million for him, that boy minimum. Blue Star.
I think you can forget about him. You'd be 20 plus anyway, I would imagine. I don't think we need to worry about thingy players. That's one thing that Stevie G's just been immaculate at. His backroom staff that he's brought in, let's be honest here, guys, it's not just for manager. All the way down, all these guys that he's brought in are all specifically numbered for specific jobs, and they're all doing them to perfection, i.e., even bringing in Wilson, etc. Anybody he's earmarked, they've all come in and they've made us even better. Every single one of them. So, you know, I mean, look at Kamara. We keep saying Kamara because he never cost a lot of money. Forget the money side of it. Look how great a player that guy is. Now, with any as I thought he was anything like that playing at Dundee. No, we wouldn't. But he obviously seen that. So I trust him all the way.
That's a great point, because I was impressed with the boy Shanklin yesterday, and I've seen him about 3 or 4 times and never been impressed, but I was yesterday. Anyway, we've been joined by Dave Corby. Evening, Dave.
Evening, Ben. How you doing? You all right?
All right, mate.
Hello, Dave. How you doing, Dave?
How you doing? You all right, Bez? You all right?
Good to hear you on, Dave.
Yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah. How you doing, Bridgeman?
Wonderful, thank you. And yourself?
Not bad, mate. Still
Good.
Working, keeping rolling. Still on the sites.
It's not you that's parked outside Oxchair's house with a big lorry full of stuff, no?
Well, it might be. It might be.
Just keep them coming. Just keep them coming.
Yeah. I want to make a point, Bears. Yesterday's game. The first 20 minutes, I thought Rangers can get into the game.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Southside, we've talked about it a few times this evening, eh?
Aye, mate. Aye, Dave, we spoke about it a wee bit earlier, mate. We're right, and Ryan Jack picked an injury up in 10 minutes and sort of played on with it. Hadji wasn't in the game till he scored. So basically, we played with 9 men. We probably took a wee bit of time to work out their system. Well, it took a lot longer than it should have to work out their system. And it gave them a few chances. Aye, we didn't start too brightly, mate. So it's something we'll need to look at if we come up against a diamond like we were talking about earlier. It's something we might have to look at. But if Jack was injured and no fully doing the job in the midfield, that's maybe how we were in a wee bit of trouble at the time.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I just thought after the 20 minutes, then Rangers started to get into the game. They started passing the ball about. You know what I mean? They started playing the ball, and then Aribo was starting to move about. He was going on one side, the left side, right side, all over the place. But his goal was superb. But gents, next Wednesday night against Livingston, I think that'll be a tough game for Rangers.
Oh, mate, well, let's get Thursday out the way first.
No, but you know what I mean, Jen? You know what I mean? I'm just like taking game to game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
I know,
think
but
Livingston will be a hard one.
If we get Thursday out the way, then Aberdeen win. We'll be starting to. Bridgeman and Blue Star will be getting on the Dom Perignon and the Moe ready for us.
And get the fireworks ready.
Absolutely right. We've got from a normal game next week. It's Livingston, and that's followed by St Mirren. Is that right? Ibrox.
Yes. Potentially we could win the league that day if the results go our way.
Just fantastic, isn't it? Well,
we got a job lot. Just to let the listeners know, we got a job lot of Mo and Shandon today, Southside. Said you want it for Bridges' house, and Bridgeman says, no, I only have Tom Ferrignon. True, Southside?
Aye, I did hear that rumour myself. And he was also saying...
You're a traitor. You're a traitor, Southside.
I also heard he said if there was any spare pint champagne gone as well, he would take some of that.
I've nearly been out with a guy who drinks pint champagne.
You sure it was a guy?
No comment. No comment.
Was it one of Skipper's friends?
No. I was worried. I'm worried about him, but I maybe have to have a word with him. I'm a bit worried. Fox will need to take him on one side and point out the errors his ways. He's no in Bennett's now. Right, right, okay. We're all starting to build up. But Dave, we need to get Thursday out of the way before we worry about Livingston.
I know that. But you do bite your nails, don't you?
You're looking at all the fixtures, mate.
Do you know what I mean? You do go on a look, Bez, you do go on a roller coaster ride. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We're up on the high, and then we're on the low, and then we're on the high. You know what I mean?
It's absolutely brilliant. It is brilliant,
yeah.
Potentially, we could win the league now with 2 draws. If we drew them twice, we'd win the league on goal difference.
Bez, gents, what are we now? 18 points ahead of Celtic, of them Drinkers. Yeah. And they play Saturday, don't they?
They play Aberdeen on Saturday, mate, yeah?
Right. I can see Aberdeen beating Celtic, you know?
But then again,
the Team Shaggers will beat them.
There was only one time, Dave. There was only one time guaranteed they were going to beat Celtics when they laid into them to put us out of Europe and let Aberdeen in. It was the only time Aberdeen were ever going to beat them, mate.
I know.
And you come, Bob, Jeff?
Aye, yeah. I mean, I'm no bothered with what they can beat Aberdeen 25 nothing if they like, and Aberdeen tried to let them do that. You and Dave, you mind that. I don't care. It's not doing what we do. As you say, the stats, everything's fell into place for us. This is a fabulous season. It's great. And you said there's a possibility of 2 draws and we could win the league.
Bizarrely, we could draw with them twice, mate. Yeah?
Right. There isn't. I mean, we've all analysed for weeks now, and there isn't any nerves anymore. We know we're going to be champions, and so does everybody else. And that's it in a nutshell. It's going to happen, and nobody's going to stop us now.
Bob Chair, we are to be the best.
Yeah. What's up, pal?
We are simply the best.
We are simply the best.
Right, Dave, we've got 2 people on for Corby, so you're going to have to go because somebody will have to watch, make sure everyone's safe in Corby.
I'm going to have to go as well, Ox, and thank you again, guys.
Cheers, Bob. Speak to you soon.
All right, then, Ox. Speak to you soon.
Cheers, Dave.
We are simply the best.
Cheers, Davey.
We've been joined by GB for Corby. Evening, GB.
How we doing, guys? You okay?
Aye, mate. What's on your mind?
Gary.
Evening, Gary.
I just heard you talking there about Aberdeen and Celtic, and I get what Bob Jer's saying. I don't really care what happens, but I quite like laughing at Celtic, and I laughed the other night when they got beaten, so I'd love to laugh again. I'd love to laugh at them getting beat off Aberdeen, but I don't see it happening myself. Aberdeen have won 2 games, 2 of their last 11 games, and they've scored 1 goal in their last 6, I think. So it'd be a long shot, but it'd be funny if it happened, wouldn't it? I like a laugh.
But you never know. They would maybe let the sheep beat them, just so that we can't beat them on their own ground and win the league.
Yeah, stranger things have happened, mate.
Exactly.
It wouldn't matter. We go there as champions if our results went right, mate. I wouldn't care about that, mate. Wouldn't bother me. You know.
Can I ask you a question on that point?
One at a time.
Okay.
Your name is Bridgeman, first time caller. Bridgeman, in you come.
Right, thanks, pal. Just to ask you a question on the type of point you were making there. There was a couple of bits of things on the apps and the what do you call it? Radio Rangers radio app. and WhatsApp thing, and one of them was like, how would you feel if Stuart, Celtic had to give us a, what do you call it, a coat of guard of honour, or is that what they call it?
I wouldn't want nothing for them, mate. Nothing.
Thank you.
For them.
I don't want anything from them either. I would just send a tweet to the manager and say, don't even bother.
Yeah.
And don't watch them when they do the what do you call it, the huddle. Don't watch them.
Listen, I agree with you. Don't ask for something you wouldn't ask for, if that makes sense. So we wouldn't ask for it from them. So, and we certainly wouldn't give it to them. And we wouldn't want to give it to them.
Their manager did say.
Aye,
the manager.
That's what it was just a say, Ox.
He said a lot of things, didn't he?
Poison, that guy. Poison.
Right, okay. But Southside, we just want the fixtures to go our way, and you never know, a week on Saturday, or maybe even a week on Sunday. If the fixtures go our way, we'll be champions.
Aye, mate, it seems to go. It looks like that way. It's up to the next 2 games. It's obviously we're going to be looking to win our 2 games, and if it goes your way over the next 2 weeks, I don't honestly see Aberdeen. I don't care, but I don't see Aberdeen going there and winning. Dundee United, they play, I think, the following week away. So if Dundee United they ain't against them, and then we'll probably be champions that day. But it would be good to go there and win it there. Now that it can come to that, and I certainly wouldn't want a guard of honour off them at all. That's just my own personal opinion. Everybody might feel differently. I know he said they would do it, but I certainly wouldn't look for it. I would just like the Bears to come out as normal and just go into the park and do the business. It doesn't matter.
I wouldn't mind a flying past as they came out the tunnel for our pigeons right enough, Chucky.
We got the pigeon in the cup final, didn't we?
Oh, that's one of Bridges' favourite, isn't it, Bridge?
That is indeed. That was a Kenny Miller scored against St Mirren in the cup. A League Cup final.
One of all-time favourites, Kenny.
Oh my God! The pigeon was. The pigeon picked that ball up and carried it across. Superb. Very happy.
Shuggy, has that brother been on to you yet about getting Ryan Jack stick? No.
Oh, crying Jack, mine Jack. Listen, he hasn't got a clue, hasn't he, that brother of mine. I've told him before. Rebo's the player, but he will have it. He will have it.
Me and Portbear have the same discussion. He's a Hadji, man. I think Rebo's a better football player myself, you know.
Oh, Rebo, I'm telling you, £25 million when he moves on for Rangers, man. Rangers are going to be clapping their hands and saying, "Thank you very much, Mr. Rebo. You've made us £25 million and £30 million."
What a good place to be in, but Gary, that we're talking about who's better than who, and we're talking about players being good, no 2 bad players there, because I know Hadji's got ability on his own. I just think Rebo's got more personally.
I think it's you can talk about the here and now. You can identify and look at a player and say what they're doing now. It's very difficult to see what's going to happen to that player longer term. I think Steven Gerrard used a word talking about Aribo the other day when I was listening to him talking, and I've never heard him. It's a Scouse word. I don't know if you've picked up on it, and I've never heard him speak about another player like that. And he said the lad's boss, right? And it just made me think that Steven Gerrard sees something in the boy he really likes. And for what I can gather about like Hadji, is that the boy's, the ultimate young professional. He just wants to improve. He's always on the training pitch. And what I like about Hadji as well is we all know how good his old man was. But his old man seems like, through social media and stuff, it seems like he takes a really avid interest in his boys' football. And he was at the Grun that night when we played Braga, and so his old man's going to be on his shoulder and guiding him as well, and making sure his feet are on the Grun. Living the highlights and stuff that some of the other players get led astray. So really exciting times. In terms of the talent we've got on the pitch. And it's one of them, it's going to, not poison chalice, what's the right word? You never want to see them leave Rangers, but that's the type of club we are now, where we are going to have to cash in order to, financially support the club going forward. So You hope one day that when they do go, you get a big check for them. Definitely.
Aye, you need a bit of luck. Southside, I'm not having a go at Hadji when I say this. I just think that Aribo's got more of his game at the moment.
Aye, mate. I think he's obviously settled a bit more, Aribo. I think probably a bit of a transition for Hadji, being a young boy playing in Belgium, probably coming into the Scottish game, but it's certainly more physical for him. Whether he's actually playing in the position that he played for, I can't remember the team he played for anyway. I don't know if he's playing in that type of position, mate.
Ghent, was it Ghent he came for?
Ghent.
Belgium team won Ghent.
Ghent, I think. I was going to say that, but I wasn't sure. So I don't know if he played maybe as a number 10 in there and know the sort of position we're asking him to play. Aribo, he's played the British game. It's probably obviously more physical up here, but at the moment Aribo's ahead of Hadji. But Hadji's got some great attributes, mate. And I know sometimes you're still a wee bit critical at times, and rightly so. I thought on Sunday was really disappointing, and he played one good pass.
Would the argument be against that all right, he done nothing, but he got the goal?
Well, he got the goal, aye. He got the flick for Aribo, didn't he? He has contributed. He has scored goals this season for us. It's just they're young boys, the two of them, and they will have patchy form at times, mate, I think. But there's no doubt that when they do go to leave us, they'll probably leave for a lot more money than what they've cost us to buy, mate. That's guaranteed, But hopefully we'll enjoy them for another couple of seasons at least.
Yeah. Blue Star?
I've said it many a time, Ox. For me, Hadji's a far better player for us in Europe, hands down. I think because he gets that bit more space in Europe, that he always shows up. I just thought, sorry, I'm eating a salute.
What's happened?
I think he disappeared.
Blue Star's gone, he's eating a sweetie, mate. It's not a good sound for the radio. Have a sound when you're on the radio. Sorry, Blue Star, speak to you soon when you're finished your Winner-Rose original. GB, in you come.
Aye, so I think at the weekend, Hadji did have a quiet game, but let's not forget, I don't think the first goal would have went in if he didn't get his toe on it. And I think that's a striker's instinct. And then if you think about the pass through to Morelos, which, to be honest with you, was a goal-scoring pass, it's an assist and everything but the finish. And Alfie's messed the finish up. So is that Hadji's fault that he's not got the assist there? So he's and at the end of the day, if he finishes that game with one goal and one assist, he's kind of done his job.
You can't get through 90 minutes, mate, and only touch the ball twice, but...
No, I know that, but it's the off the ball stuff as well that we probably don't get to see on the TV because the TV's following the football, as I always say, But he's got to be more involved. He'll probably want to be more involved, but
he needs to stay on his feet, mate. He needs to stay on his feet.
Aye.
You can't influence the game when you're lying on your backside. But the boy's got ability, but it'll come and he's learning. And as Blue Star rightly said, he has had some decent performance in Europe. But you need more over 90 minutes, and you need to work harder when you've no got the ball. Bridgman?
Yeah, that's 100% right. 100% right. You've got to work hard. Excuse me. You've got to get into the game. You've got to work even twice as hard. Once you get back in it,
if it's not going your way,
that's it. You just got to run. Take a more defensive stance and play your game. Pick the ball up, play your game. And it's the only way you can do it because you'll play yourself back in. You'll get the wee touches back, and away you go. That's so. I know that from experience because I was really good at it.
And you come, Shuggy. Wasn't it that, Bridge?
I would like to say, I thought I was a reasonable coach myself, so I think you could spot a good player, but I think we've got I would say our team at this minute in time, we've got very lot of good players, and they're prepared to learn a wee bit more. And I think under Gerrard, with a couple of more acquisitions, and I think also with Ross Wilson being there, I think the club are just going to go from strength to strength, because I think both of them are sort of cap in hand, and they know where Rangers need to be. Rangers, they know where the next step's going to be.
Southside, I don't want to seem as if I'm being harsh when Hadji. I'm not wanting to pick him out. I only can see what I say. Say what I see. Sounds like Roy Walker there. And you just have to hopefully the boys get some rare touches. I accept that, and he's done some good things for us. But out of the piece, he's got a wee bit of grown up, and you forget how young he is. Yeah.
That's the thing. It's the fact that he's young and he's moved over here. I mean, his dad had a bit of pace about him, slightly more than what Hadji's got. I'm not saying his dad was prolific, but I mean, if you remember back to his dad when he played, he had a wee burst of pace, didn't he, when he used to just drop the shoulder and go left side. But Hadji, I think, I agree with Boy Star, and I've said it before, mate. In Europe, he's been really good for us. He gets that bit of space, he gets time. He's come out that European environment where he was playing, so he's back in there and we're playing European football. Up here, as you know, you're getting to touch the ball. Next minute he's getting hammered from behind. Aye, he could show a bit more at times, but I do believe that he sees things that maybe Joe Aribo doesn't see at times with the wee passes and stuff. But then Aribo's more dynamic, because he'll pick the ball up and he'll go by a player, maybe even two, whereas you'll not really see that for Hadji. He'll draw the player in, he might lay the pass off, and he's no scared to shoot. So they are different types of players, but if you can keep the two of them involved in a game, then obviously they're that good, they will create. But Hadji for the first half on Sunday wasn't in it, mate. For some reason, I don't know.
Can I come in on that, Alex?
Yeah, there you go, mate.
I think we'll probably find with Hadji, he wasn't the only one that wasn't in the game. There was a lot of our players weren't in the game in the first half, particularly the first 30 minutes. We were lost at sea at times. And yes, I agree, Hadji didn't look anywhere near on the game. But I think he's a smashing wee player. The level that he's playing at now compared to the level we were at last year, it's night and day. We are way higher now than we were last year. And that wee guy's still knocking on the door, and the manager still likes him. He's going to get a few chances. He scores goals. That's great. And he can join in. I think he knows it. Everybody thinks Hadji probably lacks on a yard. He's probably a yard short of where pace-wise and where he should be. That's what I think.
No, yeah, you might be right there, Bridging. Yeah. That's a difficult thing. If you've not got pace, you've not got it.
Oh, that's exactly it.
Talking about guys with loads of pace, we've been joined by George EK. Evening, George.
George got a lot of pace. George has got a lot of pace.
Evening, George.
Man. How you doing, George?
How you doing, Mark? I'm all right.
Aye, good, George. Yourself?
I'm all right. I'm sound. Just want to talk about England at the weekend there, yesterday. The first, we've got to stop that thing with that carry on, by you know what I mean? The first 25, 30 minutes, by we don't seem to be in the game. We seem to kind of hop asleep. And see the way, man, like that, like Shankland knocking through and missed the chances. See, that's Antwerp are putting them away. There's no doubt about it. You know what I mean? Plus, we've got to stop Bingley. Players shooting outside the box, man. We should have need to put a stop to that and all. But at the end of the day, man, I have to say, man, me and my son and I were watching the game yesterday, and I was pure surprised at Balogun. I thought Balogun was excellent. The best player of the pitch was Aribo by a country mile, but I was really surprised. I'm so with my son about Balogun. He held that position absolutely brilliant yesterday.
I agree. I'll take you Southside. Southside, I think we're going to get a grips. Maybe a flaw in our setup. That's, as I say, that's twice at Ibrox. Side teams with that shape have caused us problems. Two inferior teams.
Aye, mate, spot on. We said that earlier, George. I don't know if you heard earlier. We'd said that, like the diamond system. I mean, obviously they've went through 3 times in it, and they had a shot for the edge of the box. And it's something we will need to hang, mate. Tighten up, mate, for Thursday night. I agree with what you said about Balogun as well, George. I thought Balogun was good. I thought he'd been doing the wing a lot more than I thought he would. Because you know yourself, to have bombs up and doing there all day long, you know. So he was up there quite a lot at times, and I thought he played well. and I think he gives you a wee bit of stability at the back. Whereas I think he can defend better than Tav. No, because naturally that's what he does. But mate, I thought he had a good game yesterday, mate. He surprised me as well, to be honest. But it was good to see him play well. George, wasn't
it? Gary?
The O2 messaging.
Gary?
Yes, mate. I thought Balogun. Well, what they were saying is that he was a right back to start his career, and then was at Mainz they changed him or converted him to a centre back. So you know he knows how to play there, but he probably doesn't know how to play there in the system that we play. And he's know that he would have known himself that he wasn't the backup for that position. So to come in and do what he's done, he's done really well. But I like Balogun anyway. I think he's a experienced head on his shoulders. I've not seen him make a lot of mistakes in a Rangers shirt, if any, that I can think of. Blunders. I mean, everybody has relapses or whatever, but he's competent, mate. And it just shows that the real genuine strength and depth that we've got in the squad, where that's the first time this season really that we've had to play somebody genuinely out of position. We've had injuries, we've had suspensions and that throughout the season where we've had to tweak things, but we've always had this second player for that position being able to come in and do a job. But Balogun isn't the second player in that position. He is genuinely having to play out of position in that squad, and he's doing really well with it.
Bridgman?
I can't disagree with that. I just can't disagree with it. I think Gary's talks a lot of sense at that bit, to be honest. I thought Balogun was probably our third best player on the pitch yesterday. I think he's a fantastic. I don't know how we could get the best out of him other than just keep playing him, because he has been a right back before.
GB, can you put your phone on mute, mate, when you're not talking? Cheers, mate. Carry on, Bridge.
I was just saying, I think Balogun, I'd love to get the best out of Balogun, but I'm not dead sure how we could, from a coaching perspective. Obviously, they would have. Oops. Anyway, Balogun to me would be probably the third best player in the team yesterday. I thought he was just excellent from start to finish. Excellent. Once he started getting his long legs going, really good. A couple of nice crosses in. Obviously, we miss it, the skills that Tav's got when it comes to these things, and the silky moves. The involvement in the 1-2s and things like that. I don't expect Balogun to be involved with any of them, whereas Tav would be. But anyway, I'm sure I saw something saying that it's good news on Tav.
Oh, it's positive news, mate.
Is it? Is that what it is? Right. Okay.
Listen, I might slightly disagree with you. Yeah, yesterday I thought, in order of performance, I would have given Balogun the fourth best player in my team. Right. And you know how much I like Stephen Davis. It was Aribo for me, then it was Morelos, then it was Ryan Kent. I thought they dragged us, these three particular Southside dragged us back into the game. Yeah, Balogun had a good game, but they three for me dragged us back into the game.
I'm not going to argue with you on that. I wouldn't argue with you on that.
Probably they three, and obviously when Kamara come on, I thought he done well. I agree with what Gary says as well. I mean, I'm saying Balogun will do a job to a point, but we will miss Tav for the next few weeks. He will get up the park, but see when you look the way we set up when McGregor's getting the ball out to Goldstein, Tav's usually near enough on the halfway line or near enough it, whereas Balogun wasn't sometimes yesterday. But he will get up the park, I don't doubt it, but I just think I'd be more comfortable when Tav gets back. I think he'll do a short-term job, but it'll not be a long-term job. I think he could do for us, to be honest. Just the way we play, like we want to get up the park quicker. Tav yesterday he'd been up so far and then he'd lay the ball back for somebody else to cross it at times. But he done a great job yesterday, like George said, and I was surprised and it was good. But that's what I'm sort of thinking. Short term it's alright, but no long term.
Was the manager not just going to go and looking for a replacement right back?
Don't think so now, mate.
No. Okay.
All right, you back with us, Gio?
Aye, mate, man. The usual happened. The phone just cut off itself. Just honestly, mate, she said the day I bought it, see for the first time in the lockdown, I bought it then, right? And for the day I've had it, and it shut down 3 days later after the lockdown came out 3 days, 72 years later.
Is it a mechanical phone or a smartphone?
It's a George's phone, man. It's honestly, it's pure crud. It just keeps getting me.
Is it an EGB?
Needs M card, no memory card in it.
Is it, George, is it an EGB?
What?
God almighty.
No.
No, an Alexander Graham Bell, no?
Oh, that's it, man. It's a good one. Aye, man, I was in the middle of talking and I just cut off. I was like, and
you remember what you were saying? Remind us what you were saying. Robert,
we were in the panel twice, 3 times. We had to kid on, but we were bluffing it.
What were you saying, George? Come on.
I was talking about Ingmar Balogun, how Balogun was.
Yeah.
It was like
everybody in the panel said he was crap, George.
But,
don't you listen to him, George? Don't listen to him.
But when I saw Ryan Jack, I knew there was something wasn't right by him, man. He was the Ingmar. He just didn't look. He didn't look on the ball. No pun intended. Nothing talking about. Know what I mean? When he came on, he looked a bit dodgy, man. At the end of the day, man, he shouldn't have come on, man. If he'd an injury, not talking about. But at the end of the day, man, know what I mean? I thought we were landing yesterday after the first 25 minutes. Know what I mean? After that, man, we just pure boss to give 100%.
Gary, we were
gave away a silly goal at the end.
Oh, McGregor was raging. Gary,
he was.
Gary, that 40 minutes, maybe 50 minutes in the middle of the game, it's as well. We played for a while.
Yeah, very good. I did think we were fortunate to get the goals when we did, but we did come into the game a wee bit and we were opening them up and creating. We'll get into their third, Ox. So 10 minutes before half time, I thought we were better. And then for the 20 minutes after, I would say 15, 20 minutes after half time, we've played some of the best football we've played all season. After the Aribo goal, we were kind of showing off a wee bit and really relaxed into the game after that third goal went in. You could see the pressure was off and the boys really started knocking it about and enjoying it. And then after that, when we made the subs, we lost our momentum a wee bit again. But that happens. You're not going to make as many subs as what we did.
I'm glad you mentioned the subs, mate. Obviously, the Defoe didn't do a lot, but the boy Simpson, obviously, he's getting a bit of criticism. Let's park the criticism. The last minute he never made a tackle. We're 4-0 up, and obviously we lost a goal. McGregor gave him a bit of stick. I want to talk briefly at the end of the show about the boy Wright. He's had cameos, about half an hour there as the most we've seen him. I've got to say, so far, so good. Southside, then Bridge.
I think we spoke about it a few weeks ago, didn't we? We thought that he would get cameos in the team. It's obviously got to study the way we play and what position that he's wanting to go in the park. Obviously, he's not giving him a set position, and maybe he's going to move him about. So he's learning every game that he's coming on. Thought the link-up he did with Aribo on the Govan stand side in the second half. Good link-up play. He had a wee burst of pace at one point as well. I think it'll be positive, mate, in time. I think it'll just take him a wee bit of time to get in the team. He's probably going to be more for next season, but it's good to get him in. And obviously, if Jack Simpson gets some games as well, mate, in time, then obviously that's good for him as well. So, I think he's promising. I think he's two-footed. Looks like he's good with the 2 feet and looks as if he's got good balance. Puts a bit of effort in, mate. Got yourself a bit. Done a lot of running. So I think it's a positive step, mate. The coaching team's obviously seen something in him, so hopefully it'll be positive for us going forward.
Bridgeman and then Gary.
I think I have to agree with Southside to a certain extent, or most of what he said. I think the boy Wright's going to be a smashing player for us. He reminds me so much of myself, the way he can turn and run and whiz. Absolutely superb. What a great wee player. Marvellous, great thinker, good thinker, speedy thought. And 2 really good moves, one with Aribo and one with Morelos. Absolutely different class. And I think he will fit right into the Rangers team, right in. And you know what it's going to be like for that boy? He can go home at night and think, I'm going to be playing with the champions. I'm going to be playing with the champions. And you never know, he might even get a medal.
He's had about 4 appearances already, mate.
Yes, but is it known to go with appearances? You need so many appearances before you get a medal.
But we've still got 8 games left.
Yeah, I'm saying that. I think if he continues playing the way he's playing, and then he's going to come on. Every week he's going to come on. And that's what I was meaning with agreeing with Southside. It's got to be like this, or near enough like this, and unless he absolutely shines. It's going to be like this until the end of the season.
All right, mate. Gary, briefly, mate, and then George.
Yeah, very happy with Wright. I love what I've seen. I love jinky players. I love players that, Tanner ball players that run with the ball and take players on. Don't think there's enough of them in the game anymore. Kent's one of them. And if we can, if we can get this boy right ticking and grow his confidence, I can't wait for what he can achieve, really. And that goes, yeah.
George?
I totally agree. I think he's got a good bit of pace on him, by the way, and the boy knows. He finds his spaces and all quite easily as well, and he can beat a man and all, which is even better. You know what I mean? But honestly, I can see nothing but good coming for this guy. He's been a good buy.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. Well, Bridgeman, we've reached that time of the evening. It's over to you.
Oh, what can I say? Oh, by the way, can I just say, wonderful show again tonight. Thanks very much, Oxshare, to you, and of course your technical team there. Wonderful, and of course all the guys on the panel. Wonderful, and to all the boys in the lobby. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one of us, we should be really, really proud of the team and the performance the other night. We are marching forward into the European theatre again. This is going to be tough. We're at Ibrox, but we need to watch out what we're doing. Everybody, keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need us, and so do they. Keep it going.
You're here, and as the Bridgeman says, go to rangers.co.uk and look at your virtual tickets. Something a wee bit different to watch the game on Thursday, and a few quid to the club. Thanks to all the callers, particularly Martin, first time caller, all the boys that have joined us on the phones. But more importantly, thanks to Bridgeman and Southside for doing the show, Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals, the report for Young GP. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10, where we will be joined by GB for the show. Take it away, Old School Blue.
Well, I've never felt more like singing the blues when Rangers put 5 past Dean Andrews. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha-cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. When McAvenny scored the first, the beggars thought it was the first of many. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha-cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. It didn't take long to realise when Super Ali equalised. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha-cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. Then up stepped Super A. It was a 30-yarder all the way. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha-cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. Well, I've never felt more like singing the blues when Rangers put 5 past Dean Andrews. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha-cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. Then Andrews claimed he couldn't see when Super Ali made it 3. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha-cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. The Ibrox fans, well, they wanted more when Kevin Drinkle made it 4. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha-cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. Well, I've never felt more like singing the blues when the Rangers put 5 past Dean Andrews. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha-cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. Well, Ibrox Park, it came alive when the bold Mark Walters, he made it 5. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha-cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. When Valley McNeil went home that night. He said to his wife, the Celtic are shite, oh Rangers, cha-cha, cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. Well, I never felt more like singing the blues when Rangers put 5 past Dean Andrews, oh Rangers, you got me singing the blues. You got me singing the blues.